Have you ever had a moment where you think you're making a healthy choice, only to find out later it could be doing the opposite? For many seniors, that moment happens in the kitchen. We reheat leftovers to save time, reduce waste, and enjoy home-cooked meals, but here's the hidden truth: some foods, when reheated, can quietly damage your health. This isn't about fear, it's about awareness. Scientific research now shows that certain everyday foods, though harmless when fresh, can form harmful compounds when reheated. These changes can impact your heart, brain, and even increase risks of cancer or dementia over time. I remember Mrs. Thompson, a vibrant 72-year-old in our community, who always prided herself on eating clean. She would reheat her homemade meals every evening. But when her digestion worsened and her doctor spotted early signs of nutrient deficiencies, it turned out the culprit was something she never suspected: her reheating habits. Today on Forever Health 247, we're going to reveal the most common foods that can turn harmful after reheating, why they're especially risky for those over 60, and how to enjoy them safely without losing their nutritional value. Food 1. Spinach, the silent nitrate trap. Spinach is often called a superfood, and for good reason. It's loaded with iron, folate, and vitamin K, all vital for heart health and bone strength. But when spinach is reheated, especially in a microwave, its naturally high nitrate content can transform into nitrosamines, compounds linked to an increased risk of certain cancers and long-term cellular damage. For seniors, this risk is even more concerning. As we age, our detox systems, the liver and kidneys, work less efficiently. This means these harmful compounds may linger longer in the body, quietly increasing inflammation or affecting brain function. I once spoke with Harold, a 68-year-old who swore by his morning spinach omelets. The problem? He always made extra, stored in the fridge, and reheated it the next day. When his doctor advised him to eat it fresh instead, Harold was surprised at how much lighter and more energized he felt in the mornings. If you love spinach, the safest option is to cook it fresh in small portions. Or, if you have leftovers, enjoy them cold in salads or blended into a smoothie. This way, you still get all the powerful nutrients without the hidden risks. Food 2. Potatoes, from comfort food to blood sugar spike. Potatoes are a staple in many senior diets: baked, mashed, roasted, or turned into comforting soups. Freshly cooked, they're a great source of potassium, vitamin C, and fiber. But when cooked potatoes are cooled, stored, and then reheated, their starch structure changes. This process can increase resistant starch, which in some cases is beneficial. But if reheated improperly, especially at high temperatures, it can lead to the formation of acrylamide, a compound linked to nerve damage and increased cancer risk. For older adults, there's an extra concern. Reheated potatoes tend to raise blood sugar more sharply, which can worsen insulin resistance, a condition already more common after 60. I remember Eleanor, a 71-year-old who loved making a big batch of mashed potatoes on Sunday and reheating them all week. When she switched to making smaller, fresh portions, her blood sugar readings improved noticeably within a month. If you still want to prepare potatoes ahead, store them in the fridge for no more than 24 hours and reheat them gently, preferably by steaming rather than microwaving to minimize nutrient loss and harmful compound formation. Food 3. Chicken, a protein that can turn problematic. Chicken is one of the most common lean protein sources for seniors. It's easy to digest, high in muscle-building amino acids, and versatile in the kitchen. But when chicken is reheated, especially if it's been stored for more than a day, the structure of its proteins changes. This can make it harder to digest and, in some cases, trigger mild inflammation or digestive discomfort. For those over 60, digestion naturally slows and stomach acid production often decreases. This means that reheated chicken can sometimes cause bloating, heaviness, or even mild nausea. I remember a viewer, Margaret, who emailed our Forever Health 247 team saying she felt sluggish and bloated after reheating her chicken dinners. When she switched to freshly cooked portions or enjoyed leftover chicken cold in salads, those symptoms disappeared. If you must reheat chicken, Do so gently at a lower temperature and add a little broth or water to keep it moist. This helps preserve the texture, retain more nutrients, and reduce the risk of protein breakdown into potentially harmful byproducts. Food 4. Mushrooms, the texture and nutrient shift. Fresh mushrooms are packed with antioxidants, selenium, and B vitamins, all of which help protect your cells and support your nervous system. But mushrooms are delicate, and their proteins and enzymes begin to change almost immediately after cooking. When reheated, especially at high heat, these changes can lead to altered flavors, loss of antioxidants, and in rare cases, the development of compounds that cause digestive upset. For seniors, this is particularly relevant. As we age, our gut lining becomes more sensitive, meaning foods that are slightly harder to digest can lead to bloating, cramps, or changes in bowel habits. I recall meeting Robert, a 70-year-old who made a delicious mushroom stir-fry every Sunday and reheated it during the week. He couldn't figure out why his stomach felt unsettled until his doctor suggested eating mushrooms fresh or adding them last minute to soups and omelets instead of reheating. The safest approach? Cook only the portion you plan to eat, or if you have leftovers, store them in the fridge and enjoy them cold in salads or on toast. This way, you preserve their delicate nutrients and avoid unwanted digestive surprises. Food 5. Eggs, from nutrient powerhouse to digestive strain. Eggs are one of the most complete foods available, rich in protein, choline, vitamin D, and antioxidants like lutein and zeaxanthin, which are essential for brain and eye health. But when eggs are reheated, especially in the microwave, their protein structure changes, making them tougher to digest and potentially leading to the release of oxidation product from their cholesterol. For seniors, this matters because oxidized cholesterol can contribute to inflammation in blood vessels, increasing the risk of heart-related issues over time. I remember Claire, a 69-year-old who loved making a big batch of boiled eggs for the week. She often reheated them for breakfast, but after switching to eating them cold or making fresh scrambled eggs each morning, she noticed her digestion improved and she felt less sluggish after eating. The best way to enjoy eggs? Prepare them fresh whenever possible. If you need to store boiled eggs, keep them cold and enjoy them as is or in a salad, avoiding reheating to preserve both their nutrients and their gentle impact on digestion. We all want to save time in the kitchen, and reheating meals feels like a smart, practical choice, especially when you're cooking for 1 or 2 people. But as we've seen, some foods just don't handle reheating well. Spinach, potatoes, chicken, mushrooms, and eggs may start out as nutrient-rich choices, but once reheated, their chemistry changes. For seniors, whose digestion and nutrient absorption may already be more sensitive, this can quietly chip away at energy, comfort, and long-term health. The good news is you don't have to give these foods you just need to handle them differently. Cook smaller portions so you can enjoy them fresh, or if you store leftovers, find creative ways to eat them cold, like in salads, wraps, or smoothies. And if you do reheat, keep the temperature low and add moisture when needed to preserve both flavor and nutrients. I've seen countless people in our Forever Health 247 community make these small shifts and feel the difference within weeks: more energy, less bloating, and a sense of control over their well-being. So now, I want to hear from you. Have you been reheating any of these foods without realizing the risks? Which one will you change first? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you found this helpful, subscribe to Forever Health 247 so you never miss our weekly tips designed just for seniors.